¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? I have been asked this question countless times in school. Instead of responding with a simple answer, I am always left responding on a story about how my parents left their home country of El Salvador and had me here in Charlotte, North Carolina. In hopes to better assimilate and adjust to life here, my parents learned English as I did, saying how we're in America, so we need to speak English. I know they had good intentions, but an unfortunate effect was that I pushed Spanish away. I was pushing away the language, the history, and the culture that had been coursing through my veins. This made it difficult to feel a sense of belonging with those who looked like me. I was bullied for not knowing Spanish as well as the other Hispanic kids, and for having an accent whenever I did speak Spanish. I did not feel at home. I grew up in predominantly African American schools where I had worked, practiced, and spent a majority of my time with them. I got to know their families as they introduced me to their foods and their cultures, and I felt so welcome. And yet, there was still a part of me that felt as if I didn't belong. They would make jokes on how I was the Hispanic of the group, and how I wasn't black, but I was still a brother. These jokes, I know, were not ill-intentioned, and it was all in good fun, but they only pushed the notion that I was still different. It's as if my own insecurities regarding my own standing within my culture have projected outwards, intensifying my discomfort and amplifying my feelings of not belonging. I still felt out of place. I did not feel at home. Coming to UNC, my inward challenge of finding a place of belonging had initially worsened. I was at a prime time PWI. In high school, I only saw myself at HBCUs because that was what I knew and what I was familiar with. Coming to UNC, I had a major culture shock. I remember one of my first thoughts being here, wow, white people really are the majority, as I saw the pit filled with students during the middle of the day. This culture shock really threw me out of a loop. I questioned myself, where do I belong? But in this state of confusion and discomfort, I was pushed to meet new people who did and did not look like me. I made new, diverse connections that I would have never imagined. People who have gone through similar life experiences as I have. People who shared the same internal struggles of finding that place of belonging like I was. I began to feel comfortable with being uncomfortable. I began to face my own insecurities, and I grew closer to the culture and language that I had pushed away for so long. I was encouraged by my peers to speak the language I had neglected, and they shared with me their cultures and their languages. I was no longer the Hispanic friend or the Hispanic who struggled with Spanish. I was me. I found a home within myself. I grew up being exposed to diverse cultures and backgrounds that I am forever grateful for, and I have met people from all over the world feeling welcomed and excited to learn something new. I have met people different and alike, some that sympathized with me and others who didn't understand me, but these differences didn't bother me anymore. Through the people that I've met, I was able to find a home within myself. I was finally home.